Hey, Arrow AfterBuzzers, what's going on? Welcome to another fabulous after show for episode 21, Monument Point. Don't go anywhere. We have lots to talk about.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! There's so much going on in this episode. We're excited to break it down just for you and for those of you who did your homework and followed us on Twitter. Thank you. My name is Alikona Bradford. You can follow me at BoysAndBeauty01. So do that right now, or we will not start the show. Go.
Yes. Okay. All right. No.
Lex Michael, all of our social media at the Lex Michael.
I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J, Taurijay.
Hi, all my buddies. I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. And I do not regret this choice of opening song. I never will.
Yes. Oh, P.S. Be sure that you co-host the show with us. All you have to do is join the hashtag ABTV Arrow. We'll read your comments and talk about some of the things you want to chat about because, you know, this is interactive these days.
I'm also watching the live chat, so that's a thing as well.
That's what I was trying to say. Did I not say that?
Halfway there. You got the hashtag. It's also very important.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Yeah, you have such a great voice. You should totally be on a podcast.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Anyways.
I found my new call.
We're going to talk about Arrow, right? Okay.
Oh, man.
Let's do this. A Rubicon. That's the first thing I want to talk about because that is what's destroying everything. Yay. No.
Not quite yay.
All right, well, anyways.
Nuclear weapons,
Hooray.
kids.
I did love having Felicity's dad back, but oh my God, the worst timing on the planet. Can we have this conversation? No.
Chatty Cathy much?
No.
So since we're talking immediately about the fact that Noah came back and helped them try to heist this piece of equipment, this whole time that they're doing this and Oliver's walking through the halls and the cap pulled down and trying to make sure nobody sees Oliver Queen conspicuously wandering around this building, I'm asking myself, what happened to your friend,
Where's
your super
Curtis?
tech-savvy buddy who works there?
It's in his lab.
And nobody would think it was weird if he was there.
Yeah.
That is a strange choice.
He's on vacation with his husband.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right, okay. I will buy that it's been a very stressful couple of weeks for Curtis and maybe he's out of town. He needed a break. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm going, where's your dude that you could have just been like, hey, can you grab the thing?
Right. Especially since they did refer to Curtis's office or his lab.
Right.
But going back to Steven's outfit. Oh, Steven. Arrow. Whatever. Anyway, going back
who you're
to,
talking about.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Going back to his outfit really quick, though, I like that his mask was, and I could be wrong, but it just looked like a turtleneck. That was
Oh, it did pull all the way up to his eyes.
That's interesting.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I like to imagine him shopping and going, I would like a turtleneck that's at least 7 sizes too big for me, please. Why? I get cold?
Have you ever folded a turtleneck up?
That's true. They go
do
for a
that.
while. That's a good point.
It's not one of those, oh, this is specially made. It's like, oh no, you have a regular turtleneck and you start unrolling it and you're like, oh my God, it's also a hat. Like, I grew up in turtlenecks, okay? The
you
ins and outs.
poor thing. Oh, well. Anyway.
We lived in Montana. It was cold.
Oh, yeah.
I was 5.
It's like you're aggressively trying to justify the turtlenecks. I was 5 and it was very chilly.
Well, either way, Oliver was in disguise. That's his justification. So, and P.S., that was a great scene when he was fighting in the staircase, by the way. Just a little side note.
Yeah.
I know I derailed. We all derailed for a little bit. But let's actually talk about Noah.
We have a train?
What?
We have a train?
We do.
Do we?
AfterBuzz train toot. Okay.
Hot damn.
So anyway, yes, going back to Felicity and Papa not so smoke, but you know,
Calculator.
whatever. There you go. Calculator. Everybody wants him. Dark is obviously figured out. So you know something's important when Dark wants you dead. I thought they were just gonna want to kidnap him, but when Brick said, "Yeah, just kill him," I was like, "Oh damn!"
And then
I
bringing
get it.
back the little game that Brick had, like, oh yeah, you do that.
I was really happy to see Brick, if only because Vinnie Jones is an actor who every time he speaks, he makes me smile.
Yeah.
Always. But okay, so Katie,
Have you seen Gallivant?
I have not.
You need to watch
I hear really good
Gallivant.
things about Gallivant.
Yes.
But so you just brought up the game that he plays, and he's about to hand Noah the gun to give him a sporting chance, most dangerous game, etc. And of course, Oliver fires an arrow through Brick's extended arm. And when that happened, I thought to myself, so you're a criminal in a city that for the last 4 years has been known primarily for having at least one Hawkeye in it at all times. Why, if you're a criminal, do you ever extend your arm for more than about a second at a time? Because you're almost certainly going to get an arrow through it.
And Kevlar is not going to protect you from that.
No.
You know what? Oh, sorry. This is like way ahead of time, but I will say this. Did you guys notice? So when Lila started sending her people on to the Ghost, she said shoot to kill, right? Yeah. So you've got half this team that's shoot to kill, let's go. And then I was curious if Oliver was going to abandon his whole morale of just arrow to kill.
Oh, no.
I mean, he didn't.
He shoots to maim.
He shoots to debilitate.
Yeah. Anyways.
Also, Sylvia Love in the chat supports me on the turtleneck thing. So,
Well, okay, so the other thing, too, since it crosses both streams, So Oliver, when he's in his disguise and he's fighting on the stairwell, another fun, like, close quarters combat situation, he's also just beating up these poor security guards that are just doing their job. I know that the one guy wasn't very nice to Felicity, but the security guards aren't evil. You know what I mean?
But they're going after her. You got to stop them somehow and saying, excuse me, sir, do you mind not going upstairs while my girlfriend gets something she's not supposed to from her own company that she just got fired from?
Oh, totally. I know that the situation that they're in necessitates hitting a couple security guards, but I felt really bad for these guys because Oliver doesn't hit softly.
oh, no.
I mean, it's probably the most action they've gotten in their whole existence.
That's true.
This is like something they go back and tell their wives about. They're like, honey, I got beat up today.
There were bees.
There you go.
There were bees.
I love the idea, though, of like the Palmer Tech security guards after work that day. They're all at the bar down the street, and he's like, I think this one's gonna scar, Dan. And they're really excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
My wife makes me use Neosporin. I don't have any scars.
Wow. Let's talk about Dennis the asshole. Sorry. Dennis the asshole, because he really made me mad.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't recognize who Dennis the asshole
I am not
is.
familiar with this DC Comics character.
Okay.
He didn't make it into the new 52.
Either way. No, I actually felt like he got some sort of gratification out of getting Felicity, fired. I mean, obviously he's frustrated with her because she hasn't been showing up to work, and it's just interesting the way they obviously wrote the script to make it seem like, well, this better be worth it, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of running this company for you. Hey, it may as well be my company. Let's get everybody to vote you off, and I can run it. At least that's how I took it. I could be wrong.
They will probably hire another CEO.
And they voted her out, right, because she was going to essentially give away the implant that helped her to walk again, which would have been an incredible, like an amazing, amazing thing to do for humanity. Not just medical science, but humanity.
Yeah.
And of course, the corporation, being a corporation, cannot allow that unless it's going to profit.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. If you do something like that, the publicity is amazing.
Right.
It will bring in so much other, as opposed to being, I bought a drug that can, help with AIDS. Let's raise the let's raise the price by 5,000%.
make it unaffordable.
Like, we're
Right.
doing the same thing.
But publicity doesn't pay bills, guys.
No, but it brings in more contracts, and it brings
Right.
in more customers, and it brings in more, hey, these people are pretty great. We should do business with them.
And
the publicity itself doesn't pay bills, but what it will bring in will likely be a heck of a lot more than that.
And
Right.
if say what you want to get is like, oh, I need to go get a Blu-ray player, and all you really know about Palmer Tech is it's the company that benevolently ended paralysis as a concept
Then you go
for
buy it.
everyone.
You're gonna buy a
And go,
Palmer Tech
I'm
Blu-ray
gonna
player.
I'm gonna support this company. They're really nice.
You're going to buy their cell phones. You're going to buy their batteries. You're going to buy their laptops or whatever the heck they do. I mean, if all you know about a brand is, hey, they cured paralysis, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to give my money to those people to show that I support them. I mean, it's like when BP had the oil spill, their prices went down so quickly because no one was buying gas from them.
Right.
Because they had an oil spill. And God knows if they've recovered. I honestly have no idea. But it's that same thing. If you do a big enough publicity stunt for good or for ill, it's going to affect your bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's extremely short-sighted and selfish of them to be like, no, we're going against your plan, as opposed to, we are going to publicity the ever-loving hell out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this with no business degree, so I could be completely wrong. But this is the trend that I have seen occurring.
Well, when Dennis the asshole dies, from the big explosion.
right, Dennis.
When?
He'll be really sad that he was the one who got her fired.
No, he'll be dead.
That's true.
He'll be
sad as he's dying, guys.
Yeah, it'll be his last thought.
I
Maybe
regret
shouldn't have.
everything.
I'm just saying.
I'd like to imagine that right after that scene, he's like, I'm gonna take a nice little vacation to Haverport, and
Oh, God. Bring out your dad.
I don't know.
Well, Chad is talking about anarchy.
Okay, I mean, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about. First of all, what I want to know about anarchy is how
Where
the
was it?
hell did he get into the bubble?
Yeah. Nowhere, anytime in the Arrowverse there is a big facility, high-tech, very advanced, where some discrete stuff is happening, you can be assured there is no security whatsoever. This is a running, it's their base, this place, like Star Labs in that other town, nowhere has doors. The bigger the place, the fewer the doors on the place.
But I
Apparently.
feel like Star Labs has an excuse because it was still very much a public place. A whole bunch of people were employed there, etc. Just because it's no longer a viable business doesn't mean that Google Maps can't still find it.
Right.
So your secret location is actually not a secret. It's a very huge public place. The Arrow Cave and the Death Dome don't really have an excuse.
Right.
I don't know.
Aside from drama.
I mean, he's a sneaky guy, and he was auditioning to be a ghost. So, like, you would have to imagine that he has like intelligence and like infiltration skills.
But here's the thing, okay? He's trying to take down Dark, right? By making his plan go awry. But at the same time, if his plan falls through, there's a lot of plans going on right now. Everybody dies. What's the point?
Anarchy.
And then he dies too. So what?
Yeah.
But okay, so you're trying to apply logic to the plan of an abjectly crazy person.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel like
I did love that his whole thing with Thea just went completely insane.
yes.
Calling her mommy.
That's right, thank
saying-
you.
That I have no idea where that came from, but woohoo, that was messed up. And then talking about, oh, you don't need another man clouding your decisions.
Right.
I'm like, you are what gives feminists a bad name, buddy.
Right.
She made that decision.
But that same conversation did yield what for me was the best moment of the entire episode, which was Lonnie going, "You're not a pawn, you're a queen." Long pause. Get it? Amazing. And it's like I'm not sure if he really knew that it was like, I don't know if he was trying to be funny or if he doesn't know how to do jokes or what. It was great though.
I feel like someone wrote that and they're like, no, we can't actually deliver that kind of pun straight faced. We've done it before. We can't. Because, like, that delivery happened and we all looked at each other and went, oh my God, really? And then he went, get it? And we all just lost it laughing. So I think that's what really landed that was him being like, do you get the joke? And the audience going, oh, now it's funny. Now it's funny. So I thought that was pretty dang great.
That was
And he killed Alex.
so right.
Yeah, that was so
They're
fast,
either
though.
dead or evil.
Well,
now he's dead.
First of all, Alex drank the Kool-Aid because he was over here talking about, oh yeah, Rove told me the plan. It's a great plan. Genesis, we need a redo. And I'm like,
What?
is that
He's
drugs,
missing
or is
half
that
his
you?
chromosomes.
He is.
Yeah.
Are you sure he hasn't like neutralized, come off the high, the pill wore off, and he's just an idiot?
I mean, he
You,
could
you,
be an
your
idiot.
chromosomes don't grow back.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Say this in Arrow, but that's not how science works.
But then why do you have to take the pill multiple times? Why did you have a whole bottle? If it destroys it once, then you would only need one pill.
To
He had a
keep you
whole-
compliant.
Because then after a certain
Right.
point, even
So-
if your chromosomes don't grow back, eventually you're gonna go, I don't feel good and this is weird.
Right,
So it may be
but-
something that keeps the balance and fills in for the missing chromosome. I literally just said science doesn't work that way, so I have no idea what they're doing. But no, chromosomes do not grow back. He was super brainwashed. There wasn't a lot of getting out of it. I just feel bad for him because he wasn't evil. He just got hosed.
Yeah, but like I'm bummed for that reason, yes, but also because he never really had an opportunity to be much of a character.
He really did.
Didn't.
I felt like I hoped this was going in a direction where, okay, yes, he was brainwashed, he became a puppet of Rouvet, but that maybe when inevitably the team saves the day, as we assume that there is a season 5, right?
Yes.
At least one of the series regulars will live through this.
Right.
So once they save the day, I figured maybe you get him back, and this is an opportunity for him to actually have something to do as a character. He went, oh, I was brainwashed, and even though it wasn't necessarily my fault, I contributed to these awful, awful things, and maybe, you know, it would make him more active as a presence.
But
and
Andy was still super brainwashed, and he hadn't been on the pills in a while.
Fair point.
Well, you know, I was gonna say, I could only imagine being the actor and reading this whole script throughout the season and be like, yeah, like I have this role on the show, this is awesome, and then getting that script and being like, oh, that's
I
it?
have so much potential, son of a...
Oh, I'm
Really
dead.
quickly, though, at Billie Jean Girl 18 says, do you think that Thea should give up dating altogether? Starling City guys will be a lot more safe.
I feel like once she escapes from the dome, maybe spend a year over like in Keystone, where everyone, at least outwardly, seems more pleasant.
I think she should date an ex-League member.
She should... You know what? She should date Nissa.
I am now shipping Thea and King Shark.
Ah, yeah.
I want that.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a ship.
Wow.
Shut up! That was amazing!
Hashtag Thearch.
The arc. Nice. What about Thea's dad? Let's just talk a little bit about Malcolm.
No, sorry.
What?
Hashtag King and Queen. There. Sorry. Okay.
No, dude, that is the ship name.
Okay.
King and Queen.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, now that we really accomplished something here tonight, let's move on. You were saying?
Go
I was just talking about how I was just
happy right now.
gonna talk about Malcolm.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about
guy.
that jerk.
That one who just came to save her. And was I surprised that he's the one who's responsible for bringing her down there? At first, when he walked in, I went, you. And then I went, oh, yeah, you're always doing that. Never mind. That's me.
And I love that Thea straight up called him out for being predictable. It's like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was this. I knew that was that. What I found interesting is that Malcolm completely rolled over in front of Damien Dark. Like, once I realized that his plan was inevitable, I'm like, I'm sorry, didn't you used to be Ra's al Ghul?
Right. Well,
The artist formerly known as...
No. How he said, it's like what I was planning to do, the Glades, but just on a bigger scale.
Writ large. Yeah, but still, he straight up went, yeah, once I figured out it was inevitable, I figured I'd join the winning team. I was like, thanks, Knockout. It just, ugh. That didn't feel very much like him. That felt like him giving up. Like, we have a reason. We need a reason for him to be allied. Well, he thought he was screwed, so he's saving his own skin. I'm like, no. Since when does he not have, like,
But here's
15
the thing.
different
That
Xanatos
does
plans
sound
going?
just like him, though. To always, like, really be out for himself and his daughter sometimes. But, like...
But to
he's not
roll over
welcome.
and be like, nah.
Here's the thing. If he could keep himself on the straight and narrow... No? Okay. If he could keep himself straight, narrow arrow, whatever. Anyways,
And
if
apostrophe
he
arrow.
could keep himself like this, right?
Gold star, you
he
tried.
could have actually joined Team Arrow and been such an asset because he does have so many skills. It's just that he cannot, for the life of him, not be selfish and try to do dumb shit.
Oh, no. I think after season 1, that ship had pretty much sailed.
Well, no, but I'm just saying he could have redeemed himself. He was in a place where he could have redeemed himself, and he just chose not to.
He attempted to commit location-based genocide and wound up killing his own son in the process. He just kind of took a leap off the slippery slope in season 1, and there is no hauling him back up.
Yeah, at best, that's a lot to walk back.
You don't redeem
You
from
know,
genocide. Don't.
Here's my problem. Here's what's happening really in my mind in this dome piece. What's going on is I see John Barrowman, the dancing, prancing unicorn with all these talents, and I love him.
Right.
And then you see him as big, evil, bad, and somehow it just gets mushed together, and I still find myself liking him, even though I shouldn't like him.
He's crazy
The
charismatic.
in character,
he's so
out of character
charming.
line. Got it.
Yeah.
But also, the big reason that I want to see Malcolm aligned with good, at least for the rest of this season, is that I really want there to be, running at the same time, 2 comic book shows featuring a guy with a robot hand fighting something called Hive.
Okay.
Really, really want that. That would make me really happy.
Here's my thing. Okay.
Well, S.H.I.E.L.D. has its season finale next week, so work fast.
I know, it's literally like, and it's gonna air before the next episode of Arrow, but it would make me really, really happy if I could watch it for 2 hours on Tuesday, and then I could watch virtually the same plot for an hour on Wednesday. That would please me.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway.
Alikona's on board!
Yay. All right.
happy
Totally
right
lost
now.
my train of where I was going. So
John
let's move on.
Barrowman.
Yeah.
We were saying that.
You know what it is also too though, because he's always looking out for Thea, not necessarily in the greatest way, but there's somewhere in there's a little heart that cares about her because he keeps on looking out for her. Not the
She has told him so many times to A, screw off, and B, respect her boundaries, and he is doing neither. So it's a little less respect for you and a little more what I want.
Yeah.
I feel better if my daughter's okay, regardless of what she wants. I think this is best for her regardless of what she wants. And you know, if I brainwash her along the way and use her to commit a little murder, that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's not
because
okay.
it's what I want, and therefore it's okay for her. He's not a good dad.
No.
So he does not have Thea's best interests at heart. He has his own best interests at heart as they pertain to Thea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Someone
was
gonna
the-
pick up that mic?
When was the,
I mean, okay.
when was the last time that we actually saw him firing arrows? Because he hasn't had a hand for a
Well,
little
he
bit.
He had a really cool one.
Yeah.
And he did it
Sweet
today.
prosthetic.
No, he did today, but I'm saying
Shot
like
anarchy.
that's what I was thinking. When he did that, I'm going like, hey, he hasn't done this in a while.
Well, you
It's
don't
called
have
rehab.
that kind. You don't have that kind of PSI with your teeth.
Right?
Let's be real.
Physical therapy, okay?
But
Took him
no,
a
but
moment.
even before he lost the hand, I felt like it was a while before that. Like he would show up with his goon squad,
Right.
But I don't remember him firing any arrows of his own for a while.
point.
Because he
didn't have
he was
to.
the Ra's al Ghul.
It's a good point.
Other
That's a good
people
point.
did it for him.
He was
Black
Ra's al Ghul.
Arrow to Ra's al Ghul, and now he's Black Arrow again.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind
didn't realize he changed his name again.
Damien Dark, flunky number 5, member of the board.
I don't know, but he did actually reveal the whole Genesis plan to Thea. Not that it matters, because obviously Team Arrow figured that one out. But I just thought it was interesting how he's like, "This is what's happening.
Yeah.
There you go."
Yeah, it's a reveal. I feel like the reveal is more for the audience even than Thea, because he's giving this information to the
But we
character
know.
who can do the least with it. You know what I mean? Like it literally, I felt like in my brain it went right from him explaining this plan to Thea, one of the heroes, to everybody else going, "Hey, where's Thea? I haven't seen Thea in a while. You ever been there? Can you
Why
reach
have they
her?"
not looked for her? Whatever. Really quick though, I like this. At Billie Jean Girl says, "Do you?" She says she thinks that Malcolm has a man crush on Damien Dark. What do you think? I think so too.
I think Malcolm doesn't have a heart, so
Unless he's just on the inside secretly very scared of Damien, because he has been so compliant.
everyone is freaking scared of Damien Dark. Have you noticed that for the first half of this season, whenever Oliver was like, "Yeah, we're fighting Damien Dark," everyone else would kind of go,
Bye bye.
"Nope. Nope, 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 nope." Just, put on their hat, walk out the door. Nope, 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 nope. Everyone had that reaction. It was really good build-up for Damien Dark, not gonna lie. But it was also just like, of course he's scared of Damien Dark. Everyone's scared of Damien Dark. And then he shows up and you're like, okay, we've got reasons to be scared of Damien Dark. This was good payoff.
Yeah, and like look at how close he is to actually pulling off what every other villain has tried to pull off a version of.
Right.
And he's doing
Genocide.
it. He's
Right.
doing it bigger. It's like that moment where Malcolm does say it's like it's what I did, only it's bigger. There was like the moment in Force Awakens was like, here's the Death Star and here's Starkiller Base. Yikes. And
That's the most understated. Yikes.
yikes. I think Malcolm does see it is, it is like everything he does very self-serving, and you could almost call it cowardly, him falling in line and rolling over.
That's what I think.
It is.
But it's also like I totally get how in Malcolm's perception of the situation, he could really pull this off. And if you're Malcolm Merlyn, you are probably better off following Damien Dark, not being one of the millions of people who die horribly,
Right.
and then maybe figuring out how to usurp him later.
Yeah.
Well, and Malcolm's not trope savvy enough to know that the show is named after Oliver, and therefore Oliver and company will succeed. so-
Right. Actually, I do want to talk about the whole 90 seconds left before missiles start launching, and obviously the GPS situation where for 2 seconds there, Felicity thought she was doing something great until she found out that a city actually did get exploded, and Lila's there to go, well, I mean, tens of thousands is better than a million.
Given how
Yeah.
densely populated the East Coast is, you can't really drop a missile anywhere there without hitting
A lot of
whole
people.
lot of people.
Yeah.
And so it is the lesser of two evils. That doesn't make it less of an evil.
Right, it's like, yay?
But wait, now do you guys think that, like, the writers obviously did this? What? The writers actually. That's what they did. The writers obviously did this for a reason. Did any of you see it coming as far as a missile actually hitting something and that many people dying? Because to me, that's foreshadowing so much more that's coming in the next 2 episodes.
I'm glad they went through with it. I mean, seeing a nuclear bomb go off is always a bummer.
Wow!
It's a bummer.
For
But,
sure.
Like,
Wow!
I'm glad that it wasn't just like, oh, we stopped him, hooray! Like, there are actual consequences.
Yeah.
And like, we have 2 episodes left, so we need something to happen that kind of drives everyone forward with gusto.
That
Yeah.
said, and forgive the preemptive pun, I don't think this show is going to deal with the fallout of that.
Yo, pun.
Both
There it is.
literally and metaphorically. I don't think we're going to get a lot of talk about just what a nuclear missile does when it goes off in a populated area, because you have everything that gets incinerated within the blast. You have the radiation. You have the mushroom cloud. You have the radiation that goes up into the atmosphere and falls as acid rain. It is a whole big ecosystem of murder. And I don't think the show is going to address this. Like, I
disagree.
don't think that's going to come down the line.
I disagree. I think that that's going to happen in season 5. They obviously don't have time to do that in the next 2 episodes, but I definitely think that they're not just going to start fresh with season 5 and be like, oh yeah, that happened, no big. Like,
We
if
just
anything,
had Chernobyl in Virginia. That's going to require a lot of talking. And I honestly don't think Arrow's going to do it.
But I think that gives so much room for the writers to create other things, whether it be other villains or other catastrophes or other things that come into play that will create a new storyline. Because now you've got
Mutated metahumans. They get their
Yeah.
powers from radiation.
I'm just saying.
The first thought that I had was the Monument Point Accords.
Yes.
And, like,
Wrong canon.
Yeah, the problem as I see it is I feel like if you're going to make a move like that, and that's a huge deal, he just set off a nuclear device and killed tens of thousands of people. And then, yeah, if you're really going to deal with the reality of it, and of course this is not set on our Earth, so they're not beholden to reality the way certain other shows would be. But if you're actually going to address it, you're going to deal with the reality of it. It's not just a lot of talking, but you're dealing with, I mean, the idea of somebody dying slowly from radiation poisoning is horrific. I mean, there's dark, and then there's people dying over a long period of time from radiation sickness, dark. And I feel like that might be a bridge too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll probably hear about like the outcome or the fallout or whatever, and like I think that at some point maybe Felicity at the end of the season will be like, I need to go over and help them or something. But we're definitely not gonna like really dive into like people moving to Haven, Port Brook.
Well, no, I just think that some of those people are going to come into the Arrow world next season.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is something that is not going to be treated with the gravitas that it should have. They just went up a level in terms of consequences, because for the most part they've been localized. The Glades, the city itself again. This is the first time it's gone outside of Starling, now Star City. And I feel like it's not going to touch on that they're not going to treat it. They're not going to give it the time that it needs for that.
And then also, you know, we talked about, I think before we even got into the studio tonight, we talked about how this season has been a series of constantly elevating stakes going bigger and bigger and bigger. And yes, it was, I can't believe I'm saying this, it was just one nuke that went off. But
They dropped a nuke.
Right,
Yeah.
and the plan was to drop a lot of them. The plan was global nuclear holocaust, and I feel like once you hit global nuclear holocaust as far as where you're putting the stakes, I don't know how much bigger or more dire you can get without it literally being a reality-ending potential catastrophe.
Right.
And the fact that they feel the need to continually up the stakes in a widespread destruction way and less in a extremely personal sort of way, I feel like that's almost a misstep on the writer's part, because again, you went this big. Where do you go from here? But on the flip side, you killed one of the team. There's a lot of places you can go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've seen that a good badass normal can take down half the city. We had Brick running the show for a good long while in Oliver's absence. So they're able to do something like that. It's when they go to this huge, supernatural, ridiculous catastrophes that we kind of go, okay, now what?
It'll get stopped.
It'll get stopped. But then what do they do for season 5?
They'll figure
I was
it out.
talking about season 5. I want the power vacuum from the League of Assassins to be an issue. But I feel like that's something we don't have a League of Assassins anymore. And they haven't addressed
They
that
went on
either.
vacation. Calm down.
They were all in that town that got blown up.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why no one knew where it was. It was an assassin town.
I don't know. You know, speaking of all these deaths, at one point Felicity goes and she hugs her mom, right? And it's this last hug of, what is that for? I hope I don't have to tell you. To me, that was a tough moment too, because that is a moment of, I'm gonna go leave right now and I'm gonna go try to save the world, and just in case I don't, I love you, which by the way wasn't the only I love you that we heard today, because Donna redundantly told Lance that she loved him after giving him the biggest guilt trip ever in life. I get where she's coming from. I don't know if I agree with that.
I feel like this was some hilariously manufactured drama.
It was interesting. Honestly, it was really, really interesting because she's never had that.
Did we need this?
No,
Did
it was
we need
really
this
weird.
in this
I mean,
episode?
but maybe it leads to something in the future. It was just interesting how she just walked up and was like, "Oh, by the way, I snooped. Oh, by the way, I read this. Where are the repercussions of that? Thank you for trying to give me some good morale about my daughter, or excuse me, your daughter, and how you should just own up to the truth." But he's trying to A, save his job so he can continue to do what he does, but B, why are you in my stuff?
So, considering her whole thing is, I don't put up with liars, it does seem a touch hypocritical that she went through his stuff. And I totally agree, this feels very much like manufactured drama, and I'm not totally sure why that was in this episode, but
They couldn't think of another place to put it.
There could have been a reason.
If it has
for it.
set up for the next 2 episodes, I can see it. But the way things are going, I don't think we can do a does he keep his job as the police subplot in the next 2 episodes.
it seems, certainly compared to everything else that's going on, a little less important.
It's like arson, murder, and jaywalking.
But I'm also totally in favor of giving Charlotte Ross more to do. Because I feel like over the course of this season, she has quietly become one of the show's most consistent MVPs. Yeah. And I love, she's imploring Quentin, and I like that his name is Quentin. She's imploring him to really consider, stand by your principles, your ethics. Don't sign this just because, et cetera, et cetera. The way she is quietly rolls a tear. Like, she doesn't break down. She doesn't get crazy, overly melodramatically emotional. Just quietly rolls a tear as she's giving him this speech. I'm like, that is excellent. So I'm like, manufactured, yes. Give me more Charlotte Ross.
Yeah. And if I were to pull purpose from the scene, it was also to kind of establish her experience with liars and remind us how she feels about, like, Felicity's dad and her experience with that.
Who's in this episode?
Who's back in this episode? Yeah.
So
okay.
I would say that was the main purpose.
And she
It
talked
still
about,
wasn't the best way to shoehorn
well,
it in.
no,
it was
I gotta be honest though, it was a little weird though when she was telling Felicity the whole TMI moment where she was saying the love cabin. Well, I call it the love cabin, but Dad made sweet love, and oh, can I tell you, he went all night long. And I'm thinking of the calculator, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking of Donna, and I'm all,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's got it all planned
Nerds
out.
have stamina.
I whatever. Either way, I was just like,
That's what I need to put on our shirt now.
These
Nerds have
fingers are more
stamina.
than hacking.
Yeah.
Speaking of, it's starting to drive me nuts because the term hacking still gets used incessantly in all forms of media. And every time I hear hack or any variation on the word hack, I hear Tony Stark from Iron Man 3 going, it's not the 80s, nobody says hack anymore. And it drives me nuts because you talk to, look, I don't know every computer programmer that there is, but I know a few, and every one of them is driven up a wall by this because apparently that is just not a
so
word
then
people
what's
use
the new
anymore.
name? What are they called?
I would guess something a little more colloquial and less war gamesy. Something more like we've got.
I'm in.
Like we've got to break into this computer, not use the word hack. Yeah. I don't know. Computer
Code
programmers,
breakers.
let us know.
Whatever.
Bypass the password, access the database, just something. And we have some fun comments from the chat. I love you
Please.
guys. You're all terrible. Renji says they failed another city. That's why I love love you.
That's amazing.
You're all terrible, but I love you. And there, Ronald Edwards says 10 nukes and 99 years later, we have the 100.
Yeah.
That's a CW show.
Yeah. Mystic Lightning says
We
Arrow
covered it.
fathers are the worst role models.
True
Wait, who is?
story. Arrow fathers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we have someone on Twitter saying, "What about the ashes they gathered from Damien Dark? Save them for the next crossover, you guys."
Or Vandal Savage.
yeah.
Vandal Savage. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Save them for the next crossover. They're kind of not appearing in the rest of this series. He's got them in his back pocket right now. Maybe he'll use them after the end of the world. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a plot point. I don't know why you're asking us. We're not the writers. We can't answer that question for you.
Maybe he watched Legends of Tomorrow and he poured them out.
Wow!
Oh, sorry. It was just lying there and I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'll go now.
I'm enjoying that show.
I am too.
I'm not. Okay. So anyway.
Wow! Are you watching it
No,
and not
that's why I'm
enjoying
not.
it, or just
no,
not
I'm just not
watching it?
No, I'm not watching it. Anyway,
Oh, that's different.
But
Helen
moving
Neatug
right
says,
along.
"I'm in the mainframe." Bless you.
What?
no, no, no. I forget.
Just approving of chat. Moving right along.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the flashbacks?
No,
Such
that's
as they
actually where
are.
I was going to go. But before I went into the flashbacks, I actually wanted to mention the fact that Damien Dark, once that city was demolished, for lack of better words, they found him in his little threshold, taking in all this power, right? And I'm all, there goes the tens of thousands of lives right into Damien Dark. That sucks.
It's like they're showing up right when he's getting his power, and I'm like, this is both the best and worst timing ever.
Okay, I get that he channels the power through the idol. It doesn't necessarily give him the powder.
The powder.
The power, but why not just kick the thing off? Kick the head off the table, crack it or something.
That was-
interrupt the inflow of dead lives.
If they can.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first thought I had was
Arrow.
why don't we break it? But we probably can't break it now that it's all magic-y.
Oh, well, I mean,
Right.
knock it off the table,
It's like
distort, maybe those lives will go a different direction
like
for a
hold
few
up a
minutes.
mirror or something.
He also
I
has
did
telekinesis.
Oh, I love that they brought the whole mayoral campaign thing back into focus. Like, this is literally the reason they needed. Like, this is why we wanted the Mystery Shack, because of the thing that's in it, not because of the actual. Yeah. No one here watches Gravity Falls. That's great. Someone out there's going to get that reference.
Sounds great.
But it's that sort of thing. Like, we don't care about what's associated with this building. We just need this one specific little room that's in it to do our crazy mumbo jumbo stuff.
Crazy mumbo jumbo stuff. Yeah.
So that's why they needed the mayoral race. And that I'm really happy that they brought it back to that, because that makes all of the sense.
It does, and I remember there being a couple of weeks in a row where we talked about what was the point of that? Is this going anywhere? Is it? Oh, we're done with this whole storyline. Okay,
Yeah.
goodbye. And now to see them actually tying it back in a way that it actually does make sense is satisfying.
I do think after this that Rouvet is somehow going to wind up dead, and they will elect Oliver as mayor, because he got 48% of the write-in vote, which was nuts.
And it's not even that he lost he didn't lose the election. He walked away and then still almost won.
Yeah.
Even once he said, nah, I'm good, guys, I'm not running, still almost won. So I think he'd be the next person that go hey, our mayor was evil and is now dead. What are you doing for the next couple of years? You good? You free?
Hey, are you free?
But
I'm
can
gonna need you
you
to work
really-
on Saturday.
That goes into the whole double life thing.
It really does, but let's be real, Oliver's kind of bitter right now about the whole double life thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like too that then it becomes a triple life, because he's Oliver Queen, he has to then be the Green Arrow, and then he also has
That's
to
what
be
I'm saying.
Mayor Queen.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
It's a little bit much.
It's a lot much. Yikes.
I don't know.
Maybe
Either way,
give
getting
up
back
the-
into the
That's how it happens in the
flashbacks.
comics, though. I think he's the mayor in the comics.
He does become the mayor for a little while.
Okay. Anyway, getting back
Cool.
to the flashbacks.
Yeah, that's it.
Getting back to the
I'm good. I'm done.
magic.
I mean, nothing happened. Dude, Ryder's still alive.
We saw. I always call her Diana. What's her name?
Diana.
With a T.
Tyann.
Diana, we saw her get the glowy eyes when she was running with the idol, so that obviously signifies something. And it was interesting, but made sense the fact that as soon as she did that, Oliver hesitantly grabbed his gun and almost aimed it at her, like, I don't know what this means.
Is this
now.
good magic? Bad magic? What's happening?
Yeah. But she did stay
Are
behind.
you a good witch or a bad witch?
Because he did tell her to shoo, and she stayed behind. If it wasn't for her, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw Ryder get shot a lot and be fine. I really liked it. He's fine. Like, he's clearly bulletproof, but Oliver shot him enough times that the force of the bullets made him fall down. That I really enjoyed. That's all I got.
Okay. I feel like Oliver kept killing him, and then the idol kept bringing him back. Like, here's another soul. Here's another soul. I'm really glad you have like 24 of these in reserve because you're bad at this. Here's another soul.
That was just
like a Pez dispenser.
Anyways, that's what I was gonna say. Is that I felt like each time he was shot, it represented a life that got taken away from him that he had taken from somebody else, and at some point he was taking lives from his own men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking that. I don't know if Oliver consciously was thinking of that as he was shooting him, or he was just trying to get him on the ground. But if he's like, if I shoot him enough times, eventually he's gonna die. He'll run out of lives.
Does that mean we have to kill Damien Dark 10,000 times?
Probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll
figure it out. But we are running down on time, so I feel like it's about that time to get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV
News. I have pictures and all sorts of such. So whatever gets picked up first is what we'll talk about. Colton Haynes. So for those of you who have not heard, and I'm sure everybody has heard, but he's obviously officially come out. So congrats to him.
Good man.
But what I did not realize is the reason he was, the news was, sorry, I'm all scratching my head. The news was originally when he didn't return to this season was that his contract was up, so they just let him do his business. Did not realize he actually opted out and chose to step away from the role because of his own health. He just felt like for health reasons, and the reason is because of stress and anxiety, because he felt like he's been living a double life. We can move on to the next picture. Oh, okay. That was just funny. Sorry for those of you who are listening to the iTunes. He's looking like Spock right now. Yeah, that is totally. Anyways, going back into, can we go back to the pictures of Colton when he was younger, please? Oh, that's just him handsome. So when he was younger, he's always been openly gay to his family, his friends, what have you. But obviously, he was given advice from somebody else, coming up as a model, as an actor. Don't do that. So he became someone else and felt like he was living that someone else for quite some time. And through that, he was actually outed by somebody on Tumblr. Last year, it was a fan that found one of the old pictures. We can go to the next picture, please. Found an old picture of him, when he was younger, kissing another boy, right? And he was not ready to deal with that. So basically, the kid said, "Oh, Colton Haynes, former past gay life or whatever," and he just captioned it like, "Hey, life is short, love who you want to," or something. Didn't think it was gonna turn around and become what it is, which is all these people talking about his personal love life.
Not cool, Tumblr guy.
Which is why he felt the need to just disappear for a little while. But yeah, apparently, let's see what he had said. Basically, he said he was in shock. He wasn't ready to be back in the headlines, and that he should have made a comment or statement, but he just wasn't ready. And at one point, he had an ulcer. Like, he was just dealing with so much. But it has been confirmed that he is coming back for season 5.
For a handful of episodes, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was just going to come back, because now that he's, living life and feeling good, that maybe some of that stress went away, and hopefully he can get back to doing what he loves.
Yeah, I haven't read in what capacity he's coming back, like whether he's going to be a regular again or what, only that apparently it is multiple episodes. It's not just going to be a one and done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, he said, "I had to step away because I cared about my mental and physical health more than my career. I have had terminal anxiety my entire life, physically ill, fainting. I'm 27 and I have an ulcer. I had to step back."
Wow.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's something I didn't really even realize, to be honest with you. Either way, the next thing I want to talk about, Stephen Amell, if you guys have not seen the interview with Larry King, has officially given everybody a hard no to the idea of the Canary ever coming back. Because people were trying, there was a petition started by fans. They were so upset that that character had gotten killed off. So when he had asked, because people were like, "Oh, the pit, this, flashbacks," he's like, "Maybe a few flashbacks, but no, she's dead."
There's always a petition started by fans. At least they're not sending in coffee packets to the CW.
But again, as we've discussed, Katie Cassidy is going to be Earth 2 Laurel next week on The Flash.
Yeah.
So we can dimension hop. So again,
So
this
we can
Laurel,
see her die twice in a month.
Yeah, exactly. That is totally what's going to happen, isn't it? Oh, man. That's totally... Because I was going to be like, because you could totally just have Earth 2 Laurel show up again, and then she's going to die, and so we never have to bring her back.
I never said I was a good person.
Oh, man. That's exactly what they're going to do, isn't it?
I don't know. But in honor, if you
Next
guys
week
have
on The
not
Flash.
seen it, and I'm sure you probably already have, so just enjoy a second time around. But this is the trailer featuring Stephen Amell for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just to celebrate. Yay, let's push play. So, yeah.
Hockey Man and Dinosaur Boys.
I cannot get over the fact that he's a freaking corrections officer in this.
You know, it's interesting.
Can't.
In this, he mentions something about being a vigilante. And I'm all, oh.
In an interview, I read it somewhere, I cannot remember which site for the life of me, he talked about Casey's development and starting as a corrections officer and being somewhere when events go down and then becoming a vigilante from there. And I'm like,
Well, last question though. This is the Arrow after show, but just a really quick vote. Is anybody like, yeah, I'm gonna go see this movie?
no.
So I
cannot get over those designs. The turtles, I can't. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the first rebooted.
No,
Teenage
I wouldn't
Mutant
see
Turtles.
it because of the turtles.
So
they look awful.
I saw it, and without really like aggressively stating any one way or the other, it's not for me. I'll put it that way. I was actually never really a Turtles kid growing up.
I was.
But I totally respect in this one. You know, they're doing like Krang and they're doing Bebop and Rocksteady and Shredder's in it.
Van.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they're really going for it, which I appreciate. I still don't know that this iteration of it is for me.
I just can't get past the designs visually.
Yeah, I just think they need a new graphic artist, to be honest with you. Sorry. But I
Zach
would
says Turtle Van. The Turtle Van looks great. The Turtles don't. And that's the most under-designed Casey Jones I think I've ever seen.
But I mean, I would still support it for Stephen Amell's sake because I love him. I love that he's got such a major role in a big movie picture, so I will support. But we are running down on time, so let's do some really quick predictions.
TV predictions.
So we know that Thea obviously has been brainwashed. Everyone's finally looking for Thea, and she is not having it. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
I feel like for someone like Thea, okay, we knew she was going on vacation. We knew it would be a couple days. She's incommunicado, but she's on vacation. She's with her boyfriend. It's okay. It's when she doesn't come back after a certain amount of time that you kind of go,
Apparently they had a lot going on. Quickly from Tauri, since I haven't heard from you.
I think that they're going to use the power of friendship to defeat Damien Dark.
And you.
I'm gonna friendship, like the Care Bear stare.
Yeah.
Is how they take him down.
It'll be great.
Totally, yeah.
the elements of harmony.
Yeah, and they sing, and it's awesome.
Ooh.
And John Barrowman will be on a pony. Okay.
John
thank
Barrowman
you guys.
will be a pony.
He will be a pony, farting like stardust and rainbows and everything. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today on the Arrow After Show. We had a blast chatting with you. Make sure you find us on all social media at AfterBuzz TV and find us individually. I'm Alikona Bradford at Boys and Beauty 01. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel, Boys and Beauty, which, by the way, I had Echo Kellum guest a few weeks ago in the tub. So look for it. The end.
And I am Lex Michael, all over social media at the Lex Michael. I too this week will be hanging out in my bathtub.
All day, every day.
I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J. TAURIJAY. And I just started an Instagram, so follow me there as well.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and YouTube at KiaXet. That's KIAXET. Also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. I will not be hanging out on my tub. I will also not be on this show next week. I'll be in Spokane for Z Nation. What up? Robots in Disguise season finale is this Sunday. Thank you so much to GBEU for leaving us a lovely review on iTunes. Review us on iTunes. We love you all. We have shirts on TeePublic. Search KiaXet.
Oh, really quick. If it's the 19th next week, because I'm bad at dates, I think it is. It might be.
It is.
We are going to have a special guest FaceTime us. James Bamford, who is the stunt coordinator for the Arrow Show, will be tuning in and FaceTiming and talking about all sorts of cool stuff. So don't miss that next week.
Sweet.
Mwah! See you then. Goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.